So we're back in the kitchen. I'm just having a little coffee before I hit the gym, and I've just finished recording a video around motivation and one around manifestation. And I thought, whilst we're on the topic of things that are widely discussed within the personal development world but aren't actually that helpful, we can talk about positive thinking, positive talking, positive this, positive that. Everyone tells you, think positive, say positive things. And there is some merit to that, absolutely. But on the flip side, it can also be toxic. It can be dangerous to be overly positive all the time, because when you are positive all the time, you are essentially denying the existence of sadness and pain and all the other emotions that we perceive to be negative. Ultimately, an emotion is an emotion. It has no meaning until you assign it meaning. A feeling is a feeling. It's some chemistry going on inside your body, inside your brain. That's all it is. It's not bad or good until you assign it a meaning, until you give it meaning. And if we only allow ourselves to try and see the positive things, then we're missing out on part of the experience of being a human, which is to experience sadness, to experience anger, to experience pain, suffering, all that kind of stuff. And if we don't allow ourselves to feel those, then we're not a complete human. And an incomplete human is someone who can never truly be happy. You can't be truly happy without experiencing sadness as well, because life is about duality. You can't have one thing without the other. That's not how it works. And the more you deny yourself the negative things, then, the more you're going to suffer. You're essentially missing out on part of life. And there are things that we shouldn't try and make positive. When my dad got diagnosed with cancer and we went down this rabbit hole of chemo and radio and surgeries and all this different bullshit, there's no way I can put a positive spin on that. It's shit. It's shit. It is what it is. I'm actually having to stitch these videos together now because my phone is playing up. But as I was saying, the whole experience is shit, and there's no point trying to put a positive spin on that. It doesn't change it. And the more you try and deny how terrible something is, the worse it actually gets. And eventually, if you shove it down for long enough, it's going to explode. There's a lot to be said for accepting how you feel, good or bad, and being able to actually just sit with that without questioning what it means, why you feel like that. No questioning, no judgment, just actually being able to feel it and sit with it for a bit. So when you can learn to do that, then you become a lot more objective and you become able to make better decisions. Instead of making decisions based around, high energy emotions and spur of the moment, or, false positivity, you're actually able to make a truly objective decision around what to do, what's best. So, yes, there is a lot to be said for being positive. We don't want to be on a downer all the time, but by the same measure, there's absolutely nothing wrong with feeling crap and allowing yourself to feel like that. Don't lie to yourself. You never get anywhere by lying to yourself. We always want everything to have a foundation in our personal truth, and being honest about how you feel, being able to sit with that, express it in a healthy way, not in an unhealthy way, not repress it either, and having things in place that allow you to deal with whatever's happening is the way forward. Most people are taught to either repress, or fake, pretend you're positive, pretend everything's fine, or, shove it down until eventually it comes out and we have a meltdown and then it seems like the world is ending. Instead, if we can just accept how we feel without question, sit with it for a bit, just look at it objectively, and then do something useful to help ourselves cope with that. Do things that are useful to our nervous system, things that are useful from a psychological perspective, and then make better decisions around what we can do to take the next best step and keep moving forwards. And that's ultimately the difference between people who have success in life and do well in life, regardless of bad things happening to them, and the people that don't. So that's a long-winded rant around the dangers of being overly positive. So drop in the comments, let me know your thoughts on this. I think everyone naturally is either a little bit pessimistic or a little bit over positive. Which end of the scale do you sit on, and what do you do to ultimately shift yourself back to the middle so you can be a bit more balanced?